So we're going to look into Apollo. This is connected to everything that's going on in Zeus. Okay, so this is what we call the constellations. Most are being guided to look up. I think that's super cool, by the way. Apollo, the Greek Eptis, was Nomius, the herdsman, is said to have served the king Adamaeus of Pherae, the lowly capacity of the groom and herdsman, as penance for slaying Zeus's Amaras. The Cyclops, he was also called the Lycaeus, presumably because he protected the flocks. This is about the waves, too. So begilded means wall, seawall, too. With music, scholars have argued that this beardless youth, either unclothed or clothed, distant, death, terror, odd, summed up the symbolic bow. A gentle sight, that's why Sagittarius represents Jupiter, in all honesty. We are the archer. Proclaim the joy communion of Olympus, the home of the gods through music, poetry, and dance. Excuse me. Apollo was the most Hellenic of all gods. He derived mostly of the type of god that originated in Ptolemais and spread to Egypt by the way of Syria and Palestine. Traditionally, Apollo and his twin Artemis, ding, 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 that's what we're dealing with here, were born on the Isles of Delos. From the Apollo went to the Pytho Delphi, where he slew Python, the serpent that guarded the area. This is all connected to everything that is unveiling. He established his oracle by taking the guise of a dolphin, leaping aboard a Cretan ship and forcing the crew to serve him. So be careful. People who think that you think that they're one thing, but they're not, okay? Apollo, the planet was superseded the previous established there, Earth, Gaia, during, this is all significant to right now, during the Archaic period, the fame of Delphic oracles spread as far as Lydia, and Antonia achieved the Panhellenic status. The god's medium was Pytha, the local woman of 50 years old, who under inspiration delivered oracles in the main temple of Apollo. The oracles were subsequently interpreted and verified by priests. Other oracles of Apollo existed on the Greek mainland, Delios and Antonia, but non-rival. Believing this is all connected. The Greek festivals in honor of the Apollo. Okay, so Apollo had many love affairs. Some of you dealing with someone's cheating on you were mostly unfortunate, Daphne. And some of you were cheating. Someone cheated on somebody and they're having a kid with somebody else. I don't know where that just came out. It was changed to Laurel and his sacred shrub, Kronos. I've been picking up on Kronos and Demeter. In Artemis, when Kronos proved unfaithful, and Cassandra, daughter of King Priam of Troy, keeps going back to that for me, rejected his advances and was punished by Maid. Okay, so I want to look up Zeus. Just give me a second here, because that came up for a reason. We'll do mythology, we'll call it that. Come on. Because something tells me we're dealing with Zeus here, too. Religions call them different, so I guess you need to just pick what resonates with you. You know what I mean? Or don't. So Zeus, we all know, chief deity, pantheon, sky, weather, god, was identical to the Roman god Jupiter. Was identical. He's not the god of Jupiter. Well, what do you know? His name may be related to that of the sky of Dios. In the ancient Hindu, Vedic, it's important for, I don't know, you do what you want, but I'm getting a lot about reverting to Vedic astrology because that's the original astrology. Zeus was regarded as the sender of thunder and lightning, rain, winds, and his traditional weapon was the thunderbolt. He was called Father, the ruler and protector of both gods and men. According to Cretan myth, that was later, like a myth, was later adopted by the Greeks, Kronos, king of the Titans. Upon learning that, and I grew up in a time where these were like movies on TV. these were like Clash of the Titans. That was like, I was there for that opening. I didn't have to watch it on a repeat on TV. It was a big deal. And like, oh my God, what is it? Oh God, book 2 with, oh God, what's his name? Can't think of the guy's name right now. But that's when you learned about the goddess of the pillar of salt, which is Hera, which you call Medusa, and they all turned to salt. You know, I saw that in the movie theater. That's my time. So this is all coming up for a reason, because Catholic religion calls it one thing. It depends on, you know, what resonates with you and your soul, ultimately. This resonates more with me of understanding, like, oh, okay, that's what's going on here. Because we're seeing Zeus, Apollo's here. I mean, the signs are everywhere. If you're not paying attention, then I don't know what to say. But um, some people don't even understand what they're filming. Some people do understand what they're filming. We're all understanding together. We're all like, especially if you're filming the sky, or you just look up. You don't have to actually put like it's for a reason. It's definitely for a divine reason you're here to do that. And this is the answers to a lot of what's going on. And again, you know, it's Inky, Enlil, you know, I'd like to get to the feminine energy because I'm really tired of talking about the masculine energy, but those are the present energies I'm personally sensing, along with Sophia. Sophia keeps coming to me. I've picked up on Artemis, Freya, Isis, because Isis is here. Osiris is here. Everybody's here. I'm just gonna tell you right now, everybody's here. You have Anu is here. If you're looking at videos of the sky where people are like, Nibiru is here, well, that means Anu is here. And that means Enlil is here. And Inky is here. And Osiris would be here with Isis and Bastet, Sekhmet. They would be here. Let's see, who else is here? There's a lot here. There's a lot here. You have Zeus, Apollo. Apollo keeps coming out. Many feel Apollo's morning star. I think rightfully so. And then that message about, I've been getting a lot of messages about Apollo. Apollo Creed, when he passed, that was a reason. The Creed, I think that's a tribe. The Cree is definitely a tribe. I'm seeing like in the north, these are tribes. They, you know, many people think that they don't exist anymore. No, they do. They do. Many stayed silent until they knew the time was right to come out because of the signs, because they used astrology. I love the people who be like, astrology's fake. I love you. I really do. I think that's so funny when people say that, like, astronomy and astrology is fake. No, the ancients used it. So, to show us these signs in the sky and the veil for a reason, because that would be the biggest sign for everybody to pay attention to, hopefully. Still they don't. Anyway, so we're into the Titan, Hades, and Poseidon. Okay, the sea walls. I was getting the sea walls, the seas, Poseidon, which is also connected to Osiris, with whom he divided dominion over the world. And that goes back to Anu. That really goes back to King Anu. Anu divided, they descended, if you read the books, they descended down into 12 or 13, I believe, tribes. They were given, Anu's children were given dominion, certain pieces of dominion over Gaia. Like basically kind of holding her hostage, if you ask me. But that's just my take on it. So the ruler of heaven, Zeus, led the gods to victory against the giants, offspring of Gaia, Tartarus, and successfully crushed several revolts against him by his fellow gods. According to Greek poet Homer, heaven was located on the summit of Olympus, the highest mountain in Greece, and the logical home for the weather god, and the other members of the pantheon reside with Zeus, was subject to his will. From the exalted position of Mount Olympus, Zeus was thought to be the omniscience, basically omniscience, observe the affairs of men, seeing everything, governing all, rewarding good conduct and punishing evil. Besides dispensing justice, he has a strong connection with his daughter, uh, Dike, which is justice. Zeus was the protector, which would be Ma'at. Okay, in Egyptology, that would be Ma'at. Was the protector of cities, the home, property, strangers, and guests. Zeus was well known for the amorous source of perpetual discord, and his wife Hera, ding ding ding, and we've had many love affairs with both mortal and immortal women. So they were the gods that mated with humanity. In order to achieve the amorous design, Zeus frequently assumed animal forms such as the cockatoo, Hera a swan when he ravished Leda, or a bull when he carried off Europia. I wonder because the bull represents Enlil. I don't know. Anyway, Artemis, the Titans, Leto, Helen, and Discoria by the let out. Their heads. A lot of us have been seeing their heads in the veil, which they call planets. It's kind of funny. That's how big their heads are. Though regarded by Greek everywhere, omnipotent, head of the pantheon, Zeus was very universal, tend to reduce important compared with. This is significant. All right, so those who were filming the veil, the stuff that you're seeing, the bearded Zeus was represented as a bearded, he's bearded, dignified, and mature man. The Saltworth, let's look up Saltworth, marked by outstanding strength, vigor, body, mind, and spirit, built his most prominent symbols, the thunderbolt and the eagle. The eagle, many of you have been capturing the eagle. Uncle Skin has. So I brought this up for a reason, I'll show you. There's always a method to my madness. It's just if you can keep up. You gotta be able to keep up with me. Because I feel, this is from Girl Sees Dragons. I feel that's Zeus. Now, many of you can see a ton of other things in it, absolutely all day long. But ultimately, overall, I see Zeus. And that's where this all brought me to. So, again, and there's a child here. I feel that's Zeus. You may see something completely different, and that's cool too, because I see a ton of other stuff in it as well. I see a profile here. I can't get into it, but I don't want to. I'm being guided to focus on Zeus for a reason. And the signs that come with Zeus, which was seawalls, waters, Poseidon, which is connected to Osiris, because we're in the battle of Osiris and Set with Horus, Ra, Thoth. I mean, like, Ra's here. You know what I mean? Hey, Faith, Ra's here. If you know, I mean, like, Ra's here. I can't keep saying it enough. Like, Ra's here. I don't know what that means, but it's big. I know that. I know that. As far as like, I don't subscribe. None of these are my divine creator. Just gonna like insert that right there. Like, at all. I feel they play a bigger role in things. Which would be like calling it like a God moment, which ultimately would be energy signatures coming from a higher frequency. I don't know how to explain heaven to you if you haven't seen or don't remember heaven, except for it is vibrant, alive, bright, it's energy, and it is strong. And the stuff I'm seeing, which is funny because I think it's just for my signs, and maybe some of you too, that remember, they're gonna try to, you know that old game with the 3 cups and you put something under a cup and you start moving the shit around? It's like that. This is your soul knows something's up because something's up. Be like, oh no, this isn't this, and remember now this is this and this, and we're not so honestly. I don't feel a lot of us are supposed to get involved in that. We're supposed to observe and remember. I mean, you do what you want, clearly, but that's how I take it. None of these are my creative out of all it is. They resonate. I resonate with them. You'll remember them too because you're ancient. Your soul is immortal. It's living many lives at the same time. These are us at the same time. You know what I mean? And we're watching us in a different form as well. So anyway, I know that'll make sense to some of you. But so that's from Girl Sees Dragon. I was seeing Zeus, and that's where this brought me to, because Apollo is here, which would be Morning Star. Zeus would be here. This is the thing, like, I'm not sure if he's the same energy as we would call Anu. Probably not. Battle of the Gods. Oh, excuse me. I'm seeing like Nibiru as a whole separate, what they call Nibiru, like a whole other separate energy than what the energy we have in our realm. Like it's an introduction, like Nibiru, I think that's Ra. I don't know why they just don't call it Ra, unless Ra is a separate entity. And this is where I'm trying to figure things out. Because you have Wormwood, okay, if you go back to the Sumerian with the cuneiform in Hebrews, okay, it talks about, and it shows you in the language, not someone's opinion. It shows you when you read it that Wormwood and Nibiru are two separate. They call it Habiru actually, two separate energies, and the gash. See the crows? Can you hear the crows? The gash is on the Messiah. The gash, which is interesting because I keep getting guided right back down to the Grand Canyon, because that's a gash. The gash has to do with the Sumerians. Maybe that's Ra. Maybe Wormwood and Ra are the same thing, because Ra's really here, and people are calling it biblical wormwood. Well, on the walls, it shows you like Ra, and like in the energy like field, you know what I mean, around Earth, Gaia, the whatever, the magnetosphere map that we're in, the vibration that we're in, this is a being inserted, which would be the staff, what we would call the staff. That would be an energy rod of I don't know, a freaking deity called Ra. and that's being inserted here. So that's changing. So they're showing us that they're here, and that they're surrounding the energy that we're in. And I do feel like it's separate energy from Wormwood. So the Sumerians gashed Wormwood, but then that goes back to our body. Everything's connected to us. That's why you're interested in it. That's why you feel called to it, that you're paying attention to it, all of it, because you're connected to it. The gash was the RNA, so I feel like that's Ra. I feel like they just dropped the N. Because it's really biological. As much as it's energy, it's biological too. And it's fascinating how they separated this stuff in this world from what it is in a higher like frequency. I don't know how sometimes to explain what I'm exposed to share. Anyway, of what's happening right now. And it's just, I don't know, because I really researched this stuff. I'm not all knowing. And I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? I really think it's weird that people out there, like, and I get it, some people know exactly what the frick is going on. And they're two different opinions. And I just think they're kind of nasty and hateful people. And you kind of losing your compass if you're really being nasty and hateful to people you don't even know that are coming to you for, to understand something. That makes it difficult. Like I don't get it. But anyway, because you got someone out there that's hunting for Ra, and you got another one that's talking about Nep City and all these made up. I'm not saying, I shouldn't say they're made up names. This person created new names for this solar system. It's a union. It's a big convergence union of energy, which is weird how it forms into rock. And like, because this place is falling apart. It's like Australia. Like 3 days ago, there was a huge sinkhole. She's in it. If you go to Mud Fossil University, she's decomposing, and they're using that CERN thing, and that's opening her up too. It's ripping her apart actually, because they're trying to kill God, Creator, the Divine Creator. They really are. They went against Divine Creator. I mean, this world went awry, and this is cosmically out of balance, clearly, and bigger things than us are going to come in to rebalance it, and it's going to cause some chaos. So hang on, basically, hang on. Everything is alive. Yes, everything is alive here. And I posted so the false matrix is falling because the trees, you know, like I do everything I do in my community is connected to what's going on. It's not like, oh, I just feel like posting that today. It's just connected to what's going on. And it may not make sense even to some of you at the moment, but it always reveals itself. And it's like, oh, okay. And that's just why I do it. It's like I'm a piece to a bigger puzzle, just like you're a piece to a bigger puzzle, cosmic puzzle that's going on here. So the trees, I've been noticing, are bone dry in the middle. That's not natural and normal. So clearly, you know, we're on fire. The ring of fire is activated. Text is like, we're on fire. We're the sun, man. We are gonna go supernova. We are the dormant star. I keep saying it, and I keep saying it, and we have done this before. And we got really close, is how I feel. It doesn't mean that's true or correct or right, but this is how I feel and understand. And what is written that we got really close, the star seeds, the Christ consciousness, to whatever this is we're close to, right? The return of the Messiah, all of this, the heavens opening up, like everything's aligning. It's the heavens opening up. It's the heavens. And Enlil flooded us out because that's the old God in the Testament. That's Enlil. Enlil was the one that flooded us. Enki was the one that helped with the directions, got the directions from the Most High God in a dream vision. And it wasn't a dream vision because the Most High God wrote it on a sapphire tablet, and it was able to be in this world for these directions to be used to create the Ark of the Covenant, which I feel that's the Ark of the Covenant is Noah's Ark, because it holds and harnesses all the tools and all the seeds, right? So, and that's the whole battle that we're in right now. Enlil's pissed off because Enki saved us because Enki went with the Most High God. Now, if I'm wrong, but that's I don't feel that I am, and Enki's not my divine creator God or anything like that. That's not how I look at it. I just look at it. He's a piece to a bigger puzzle. That this is the battle that we're in. Osiris, Set, because they're the offsprings of them. And it's just same story, repeat over and over. So we got close, so we got flooded, and we were seeded again. I don't know, to maybe this is a big test for us to pass, and lack of a better way of saying it. So that's what I got today about Zeus being here with Apollo. And it talks about Hades. And that's why we're on, you know, fire. And that's a portal over there. I'm telling you, that's a portal over there. And I said that about those ships over in Hawaii. And then what was it, like, I don't know, however long ago, Gina posted about the ships in Hawaii. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you, my guides. I love it. I love it when they show me this. And then they're like, okay, we're gonna show everybody else now too. Remember? It's kind of really cool that goes on like that. But it's profound, and a lot of other energies are here. That's why there's been so much fog. I mean, yesterday the sky was indigo, complete indigo. Like the whole thing was indigo. And then it was complete darkness. But you could see all the magnetic energy in it. So, I don't know. Hope that makes sense to y'all. I'm going to wrap this up. But that's about what's going on. It has to do with Apollo and Zeus, Anu. I mean, they're all here. And it's going to get real interesting. Peace.